what you are looking at here is the first trash pit computer that I've gotten in almost 11 months since the local, well, actually it's a statewide solid waste authority decided to change how the recycling center operated. I actually got this computer from the dumpster here in the development of townhomes where I live. I actually saw it lying on a neighbor's front lawn the day before, but I didn't take it then because that would have constituted theft. But since it was in the dumpster, it was on top of the dumpster. I mean, at the top of the dumpster, and there actually weren't any flies around, so I just grabbed it and then went back to my house. I did have to open it just to make sure that nothing was crawling around in it. This is Dell Dimension 8200, which is a model that I acquired quite a few examples of when I was getting computers from the Solid Waste Authority at their 3 different locations in my county. People have asked what type of computers that would they find in the trash, and I'm here to tell you that this is probably the best of what you'll find in the trash if you don't live in a wealthy area or a largely urban area. I guess there are millions or possibly even billions of old Pentium 4 powered systems from the early 2000s with Windows XP still installed on them. That's pretty much the best of what you'll find in the trash. I'm not saying that you wouldn't find a Windows 7 or Windows 8 system, but it's mostly going to be Pentium 4, Pentium 3, Athlon XP, those sort of systems. This is the interior of the Dell Dimension 8200. See the sound card, the NVIDIA GeForce 2 MX video card, and we have the heatsink for the Pentium 4 processor, the CPU fan, the OEM power supply unit, nothing to write home about. 2 optical drives, floppy drive, no hard drive, which really isn't much of a surprise, because I'm sure the previous owner had maybe a decade's worth of personal files on there. And that's pretty much it for the interior of this computer. This is the BIOS of the Dell Dimension 8200. As you can see, it's very early in the morning. This computer still has a functional CMOS battery. There's nothing wrong with the receptacle that the CMOS battery sits in. It's a problem that occurs on some of these older Dell Dimensions. No hard drives. DVD-ROM. CDRW, I believe. The only memory is 256 megabytes of RD RAM. There are just two 128 megabyte modules, along with the two required continuity modules for RD RAM systems. The processor is an Intel Pentium 4, 1.8 gigahertz CPU. Surprisingly, pretty much almost all the Dell computers from this time period actually supported remotely waking up, or I should say wake on LAN capability or functionality. Nothing on there. As is commonplace, it looks like the operating system disk is still in the computer. I would think that it's, I guess it's been maybe 10 years or more since Derek's Boot and Nuke, also known as D-Ban, was released, and people still don't know how to erase data off of their hard drives. So what I encountered a lot was instead of erasing their hard drive, people would just simply reinstall Windows on their computers, even though that doesn't actually securely erase the data. Person who knows what they're doing could easily recover any of their old data, even though it would largely be in disarray. Well, as you can tell, I'm obviously not going to be putting something as archaic and old-fashioned as Windows XP on this computer, because, as you know, Windows XP is no longer supported. I know I can definitely put Windows 7 on this computer. I may or may not be able to put Windows 8, not 8.1, because that's not supported. And of course I can always put any number of Linux distributions on this computer. Well, that'll be all for this video.